Hey everybody, welcome back to Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff. Quick, simple one today, I hope. I've said that before though. Uh, I recently replaced my range hood with an over-the-range microwave range hood, which means that we can get rid of our microwave stand that was in the way, that was holding the microwave in the kitchen, obviously, where people keep microwaves. Uh, But that microwave stand was also holding some storage. So now we need to replace the storage capacity of that. And wife wants some shelves on that wall. And so she just bought some brackets off Amazon and wanted to throw some pieces of wood on the brackets to be sort of like a rustic-y kind of look with just construction lumber. But I'm a woodworker and I refuse to just throw construction lumber up on the wall as a shelf. So I'm going to fancy it up a little bit, but not overdo it today. I got some spruce construction material, 2x10s, and I'm going to add a strip of accent to the middle of them and get them all semi nice, because at least that way I can say that I made the shelves rather than just, well, that way I will make the shelves and they'll be better than just sticking a piece of wood up there. But it should be relatively quick and straightforward. I hopefully can get it all done in one push today. So come along. We'll see. We'll see how this turns out. Uh, Man, if I screw this up, I am not. I'm gonna quit doing this because this is not. This should not be a thing I can screw up. So we start how most good projects have, at least at some point in them, losing your tape measure that you just had a second ago. This one started that way. But once I tracked it down, I could start measuring off the shelves for length. I want to say they were 4 feet each, and I needed one that was 12 inches wide, one that was 10, and one that was 8. So a couple of these boards got used as full boards with a laminated strip of cedar in the middle of them, and one of them had to get pieces from 2 different boards, but we'll get to that in a second. I think this one's the 8-inch that I'm ripping down now, or it's the one that's being used as part of the 12-inch. I don't know. Then we start ripping cedar to width. I had one nice thick piece of western red cedar that I ripped the 3 strips out of, and then I could set the fence to the width of the spruce, and then cut the cedar strips to that width so that they would be approximately the same height as the width of the cedar. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just basically sticking a racing stripe of cedar in the middle of a piece of spruce. And once it's mostly dry, we can come through and chisel off the excess glue squeeze out. Once it's totally dry, we can plane everything all flush and take any twist out of the board before we oh yeah, had to fill a couple of knots. Some of the knots weren't too bad, but a couple of them were actually like loose in their little holes, so I just squidged some 5-minute epoxy into them to solidify them, I guess. Stabilize, that's the word I'm looking for. And then we can go through and plane and sand and coffee and get to finishing, because that's basically all there is to this project, is simple, straightforward lamination, glue up, followed by finish. And so finishing, we start by raising the grain after they're all sanded to, I think I sanded them to 240, and then raised the grain, and then quick once over again with 240 to take the raised grain down. And then we can liberally apply some Howard's Feed and Wax, one of my favorite finishes, and household interior project that doesn't get a lot of interaction. This is perfectly fine. And then we can buff it in. We're all done. Well, there we go. We got them all up on the wall and mounted. We got wife has selected the series of things that we believe are going to live there, at least for the time being. and looks pretty good, I think, for $60 worth of brackets off Amazon and $30 worth of wood from the home center, and a couple hours of work. Probably more work than it needed to be because I decided to sand them all up to 240 and then raise the grain and then sand it again with 240 and then finish them. But I think anything worth doing is worth doing well. So anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.